Szewczaks, it's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to another Idea Sunday 3 episode. Why did I say like a 3 episode? Last week I did the willow tree, and today I'm doing a rowan tree. However, it's called jarzębina in Polish. I know this because when I lived in Poland, a lot of my Polish friends and teachers used to talk so much about it and even teach it a lot in my Polish schools that I used to go to. However, in Northern Ireland, they don't talk about rowan trees as much as Poland does. And at the time I filmed this, I was so in the mood for doing trees for my dolls. Is there a rowan tree in my garden in Northern Ireland, you may ask? Yes, I'm going to show you. Here it is. I have to be very careful with my camera angles. I'm filming where all the neighbors can see me and hear me, and I have to be careful for privacy reasons to not show houses of my neighbors, just in case they don't want their houses to be seen in public domain. So that's why I'm doing those camera angles. The red fruits of it are not there at the time I filmed this, but they grow in my garden. There you go. They do grow. However, when I first moved in here, it was just a stump, but it's growing back, which nobody at my house expected it to until it just grew back naturally. Or was it planted before the last person who lived in my house? Actually has planted this. I don't know who lived here before I moved into this house. It was on sale at the time. But there you go, showing the plant that I'm going to do in this episode. How are those spicy peppers going to turn into a rowan tree, you ask? Watch and find out. Even though the first step of it is to cut it into pieces. Okay, this is for the rowan berries. That was how much of this I was able to cut off. And I used those scissors. So this part will be cut to look like wood, and then colored brown for being turned into wood. The peppers are split and it looks like wood, but in the wrong color. So we're going to start with building up the base for the tree. The berries will be the next part of this episode today. That's the base. The leafy and the berry part of it may be unstable with that, but I've learned from the willow episode that I'm going to stitch it to this piece of cardboard, which will later turn into a beautiful autumn landscape for dolls. One wooden piece is added, and a little bit of the berries are also added on the thread. The leaves I'm going to do when it all dries. Added beads, parts of broken seashells, and 3D enamel effects to get the shape for the tree trunk that I want. The first layer has dried. I was trying to empty out the last bit of yellow watercolor paint, the one that I was running out of. And I did run out of it. However, with the Rowan tree, that's what it's starting to look like. The layers have dried and I colored them brown to make it look like wood. However, it's not finished. Just in case you don't know what watercolor paint I use Deco Time metallic watercolor paint. Since I have run out of this one here, I have bought a new set. This one hasn't been opened yet, but I bought a new one just because this yellow was running low. So that's what I use. At BM Bargains they're also only £2, which is a good price for set of 6 colors. You can get pinks and purples, blues and greens, and golds and silvers. So those are the golds and those are the silvers, like the theming of it, not that they're gold or silver. This is black, they're grays. These are like orangey type of colors, and this is yellow. But I'm already getting the theme. To make the Rowan tree like taller than the willow tree from the last episode, I have added glue, 3D enamel effects, beads, and various broken seashells. And I've used fabrics for the leaves. And for the berries, the cut up pieces of the cabochon. Hopefully, what I'm trying to make will work. Okay. I'm still building up the tree, and whenever I thread on a brown thread on my needle, and there's the knots tied messily, I glue the red pieces to the knot, so the rowan berries would be added to the tree when I'm using the brown thread. Kind of like a life hack that I've came up with, and believe me, it works. Some of the berries will be made with beads, while just some of them will use parts of the cabochon. I've tried my best to have as many pieces for the berries, however I underestimated and I don't think it will be enough for the tree. But that's fine, I can always use red beads. And this piece of wood will get used later. So there will be beads in that, as well as the cabochon parts, the red parts, and the red parts will not need coloring because they're already red. But still, this is done with cabochon parts, and that's with beads. As I was building up the tree, the wire parts got painted white, so the brown markers would hold on to it better because of the wire. Okay, not taller than the willow tree, but from time to time in the episode, I was checking it to make sure. For the tree, I'm doing a dollhouse with a basement, but you'll see it completed in a different video. Today we're just focusing on the Rowan tree, not the dollhouse that I'm working on along with it. So the focus is on this, not on that. The red wooden piece has been glued on. Time for it to dry. And yep, I'm going to fix the backdrop when that white paint dries. I've actually managed to make the Rowan tree taller than the willow tree. However, I'm not going to make it like a redwood or anything. I'm just going to keep it a decent size without doing anything over exaggerated or crazy for the Rowan tree, like a Rowan tree size to a redwood. No, not happening. The one I have in my garden is relatively small, but that's okay. I still hadn't finished it since I have to put leaves and the berries all over the branches and finish the bark with the drying paint in it. Various scraps of white fabric and green markers worked to make the leaves, and this red glitter worked for the Rowan tree berries, and now it has to dry. So Szewczaks, what do you think of the Rowan tree? Please tell me in the comments. And bye Szewczaks, see you in the another episode since I'm running out of storage. Bye!